Big Brother 24 is the 24th season of the American reality television program Big Brother. The season premiered on July 6, 2022, on CBS in the United States and Global in Canada. Hosted by Julie Chen Moonves, the show follows a group of contestants, who live in a house together while being constantly filmed and having no communication with the outside world as they compete to win a grand prize of $750,000. The season ran for 82 days, with the season ending on September 25, 2022, when Taylor Hale was crowned the winner, defeating Monty Taylor. Hale became the first black female house guest to win, as well as the second black house guest to win in the main edition of the show. She was also voted America's favorite house guest, becoming the first winner to also claim this prize. On September 25, 2022, CBS renewed the series for a 25th season. Format: Big Brother follows a group of contestants, known as house guests, who live inside a custom-built house outfitted with cameras and microphones recording their every move 24 hours a day. The house guests are sequestered with no contact with the outside world. During their stay, the house guests share their thoughts on their day-to-day lives inside the house in a private room known as the diary room. Each week, the house guests compete in competitions in order to win power and safety inside the house. At the start of each week, the house guests compete in a head of household competition. The winner of the HOH competition is immune from eviction and selects 2 house guests to be nominated for eviction. 6 house guests are then selected to compete in the power of veto competition, the reigning HOH, the nominees, and 3 other house guests chosen by random draw. The winner of the POV competition has the right to either revoke the nomination of one of the nominated house guests or leave them as is. If the veto winner uses this power, the HOH must immediately nominate another house guest for eviction. The POV winner is also immune from being named as the replacement nominee. On eviction night, all house guests vote to evict one of the nominees, though the head of household and the nominees are not allowed to vote. This vote is conducted in the privacy of the diary room. In the event of a tie, the head of household casts the tie-breaking vote. The nominee with the most votes is evicted from the house. The last 9 evicted house guests comprise the jury and are sequestered in a separate location following their eviction and ultimately decide the winner of the season. The jury is only allowed to see the competitions and ceremonies that include all of the remaining house guests. They are not shown any interviews or other footage that might include strategy or details regarding nominations. The viewing public is able to award an additional prize by choosing America's favorite house guest. All evicted house guests are eligible to win this award except for those who either voluntarily leave or are forcibly removed for rule violations. House guests. The house guests for the 24th season were revealed on July 5, 2022. US Weekly published a series of cast interviews on the same day. Prior to the reveal, CBS aired a teaser featuring various voice clips from the house guests. The cast includes Miss Michigan USA 2021 and Miss USA 2021 competitor Taylor Hale. Marvin Acci, a 28-year-old from Houston, Texas, was among the 16 house guests initially slated to be on the season, but was removed from the cast and replaced by Joseph Abden. Episodes. Note. Twists. Backstage boss. On night 1, one house guest randomly selected the backstage boss pass. This player would be granted immunity for the week, but could not be nominated, lost eligibility to participate in the week's competitions, and could not vote on eviction night. This player also had to choose 3 other house guests to join them backstage. These house guests would also be safe from nomination, lost eligibility to participate in the week's competitions, and could not vote on eviction night. However, the 3 backstage house guests were not granted immunity and would still be eligible for eviction. On eviction night, the house guest evicted by the house would have gone in a head-to-head battle against one of the backstage house guests. An online public vote was held for America to grant one of the 3 backstage house guests immunity from eviction for the week. The loser of the competition between the house evictee and the selected backstage house guest would immediately become evicted. Pooch ended up claiming the backstage boss pass and as a result was required to select 3 house guests to join him backstage. Pooch selected Alyssa, Brittany, and Paloma to join him. Brittany won the majority of the public vote and would have been granted immunity for the week had the twist not been cancelled. Since Paloma chose to leave the game, the twist was cancelled. Festy Besties. Starting in week 3, the house guests competed in sets, similarly to the duo's twist in season 13. The house guest who was named head of household earned immunity for their besties, and was obligated to nominate another set of besties for eviction. 3 sets of besties would compete for the power of veto, the HOH's set, the nominated set, and another set selected by random draw. Only one person from the winning set needed to decide to use the power of veto in order to save the nominated set of besties. Should that happen, the entire set of besties would be saved, forcing the HOH to nominate another set as replacements. After each eviction, the surviving bestie chose a new set of besties to join. The sets are listed below. Split house double eviction. Following week SIXS eviction, the house was split into 2 groups of 5 that had no interaction for the entire week. The winner of the HOH competition became the HOH for Big Brockella, occurring in the house, while the second place finisher became HOH of Direfest, occurring outside. The remaining house guests were split via a schoolyard pick by the respective HOHs. A full week of events played out for each group, with their own competitions, nominations, and evictions. Ultimately, 2 house guests were evicted at the end of week 7. The groups are listed below. Voting history. Notes. Production. Development. Big Brother 24 is CO produced by production companies Endemol Shine North America and Fly on the Wall Entertainment. The season was first confirmed following the conclusion of the previous season in a joint announcement that also confirmed that Celebrity Big Brother would be revived for a 3rd season. Host Julie Chen Moonves returned for the season along with Alison Grodner and Rich Meehan, who serve as executive producers. Casting for the season started in February 2022 and concluded sometime around June 2022. As has been the case since Big Brother 22, open call auditions were not held for this season. Jesse Tannenbaum returned to head the casting efforts for Big Brother 24. On June 1, 2022, CBS announced that the season would premiere on July 6, 2022, with confirmation on June 15, 2022, of a 90-minute live premiere. Prior to the season premiere, it was widely speculated that live audiences would return in a full capacity following 2 seasons of absence due to previous pandemic restrictions. While the premiere and first 5 evictions took place behind closed doors, a live audience returned for the remainder of the season, starting with the live eviction on August 18, 2022. Key art for the season was released on June 15, 2022. Prize. The winner of the series, determined by the previously evicted house guests, wins $750,000 while the runner-up receives $75,000. The house guest selected as America's favorite house guest receives $50,000. Production design. The house is located at the Radford Studio Center in Los Angeles, California. As with previous seasons, the house is outfitted with 94 HD cameras and more than 113 microphones. Photos and a video tour of the house were released by CBS on July 5, 2022. Alternatively known as the BB Motel, Julie Chen Moonves described the house's theme as a colorful, desert oasis inspired by Palm Springs, and a blast from the past, mid-century style. A golf-themed bedroom has many golf cart models lined along the walls, with the beds with headboards composed of AstroTurf. A second bedroom is decorated with details alluding to the car designs of the 1950s, including portraits of the car designs and beds with headboards composing of vintage car dashboards. The Space Age-themed bedroom features hanging models of Venus, Earth, and Saturn. The have-not room resembles a drained pool, with the slide and inflatables being placed on the room. Reception. Controversies. Mistreatment of Taylor Hale.